Late October 1949, Lone Pine, California. Gregory Peck stood in desert heat, wearing a handlebar, mustache, and bowl haircut, costume hanging loose like real frontier cowboys. Having spent weeks with director Henry King studying Brady photographs of how the West actually looked before Hollywood costume fantasy. Wait. Because what happened in 72 hours would force him to choose between historical truth and a studio president's demand to erase 6 weeks of filming, proving some men won't compromise authenticity even facing career destruction. The telegram arrived Thursday morning, studio president Spyros Skouras demanding production shut down immediately, restart from beginning, shave Peck clean, make him look like a matinee idol, not a drifter. Estimated cost $300,000. Have you ever received news that questioned everything you'd worked for? Production manager showed Gregory the budget breakdown, every scene itemized for destruction. Gregory's hands went into pockets, voice dropping when fury rose. He found Henry King near camera trucks, the director exhausted from weeks filming, chasing authentic light. King, who'd made 120 films, earned Fox's first final cut clause. Now some Manhattan executive wanted to destroy their work because a mustache didn't fit myths. When has dedication to accuracy cost you something precious? They walk the set past historically accurate details, period weapons, poorly fitting clothes, every element representing research and care. Second telegram arrived, Darryl Zanuck. I would give $50,000 of my own money to get that mustache off Gregory Peck, a sum that could buy 15 houses. How often have you seen people choose comfortable lies over difficult honesty? Gregory sat alone in his trailer thinking about Jimmy Ringo, the gunfighter he portrayed. A man trapped by reputation trying to escape myths. Wasn't that exactly what Hollywood did? He turned down High Noon because he didn't want heroes who always won. Ringo loses, dies in an alley. That's the truth they were telling. Do you remember when being honest mattered more than being liked? Production manager found him at dusk with Skouras' third ultimatum. Studio president now claiming reshoot would cost $500,000. Wanted to fire King, replace Peck with someone cooperative like John Wayne. The whole Fox machine grinding toward lies that sold tickets. Gregory stood the full height, took off his felt hat, voice carrying that authority he'd use as Atticus Finch. Tell Mr. Skouras, the production manager, made an error. Actual reshoot cost is $300,000 exactly. He paused. Manager saw Gregory's eyes and understood. What would you risk to protect truth when powerful men threatened? Tell him I researched frontier photography with Henry for 6 weeks. We studied the real West. Cowboys wore mustaches. If Skouras wants costume party, hire someone else. If he wants truth, keep this film exactly as shot. I have approval. Henry has final cut. If he tries forcing us, I'll make sure every newspaper knows Fox values vanity over history. Have you ever taught someone principle isn't negotiable? The manager carried Gregory's message to Los Angeles. Skouras raged. Zanuck stayed silent. The counting ran numbers. They chose the smaller gamble. Mustache stayed. Film released June 1950. Critics praised it, but box office disappointed. Middle America wanted clean myths. Film earned $5.6 million, finishing 47th. For years, Skouras called the production manager the man who put the mustache on Gregory Peck and cost us $1 million. Studio legend about actors who wouldn't compromise, but film scholars studied. The gunfighter is birth of psycho-vocal westerns. Bob Dylan watched it twice, referenced it in Brownsville Girl. 36 years later, There was this movie about a man riding across the desert starred Gregory Peck. When Dylan received Kennedy Center honors, Gregory presented the award quoting those lyrics to artists who refused to make work prettier for consumption. Do you remember when movies showed truth instead of just selling comfort? 6 months later, Gregory ran into King at Fox Commissary. Skouras still bringing up the mustache. Every chance, but we made our movie. Worth it. Every frame. This is what Hollywood used to mean, telling stories truthfully even when uncomfortable. When Gregory died, film historians remembered the gunfighter as the moment he chose authenticity over approval. If you remember when actors stood for principles, when truth of a handlebar mustache mattered more than studio comfort, share this. Subscribe to preserve moments when Hollywood had courage, like, if you believe making uncomfortable art matters, tell us when you refuse to compromise truth. Every stand counts. Late October 19th, fell 49.